want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect. All right, coming back at you with another video, and basically this one is going to be entitled "What that we are not here to please everyone." All right, because there's a notion in people's mind that when you first come into this knowledge, you come into the truth, you find out you're an Israelite, all right, and then you want to tell everybody, you're ready to tell everyone that's around you, your mother, your father, everybody, okay? But the scripture says what? It says, thy enemies shall be they of thy own household, and not on, your household, your best friend that was in the world with you, your girlfriend, all right? We're here to please Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And that was the commandment. The scripture says what? And here's the duty of men. Here's the conclusion of the matter, which is that to keep the law. Here's the duty of all men. That's our duty, to abide by the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and nothing and no one else. Matter of fact, on the fact of the matter, just to prove from the beginning that the scriptures always talked about not pleasing everyone, all right? Because this is not a thing of emotions, okay? This is the Most High's business, man, all right? If you ain't doing your job, then he gonna remove you, all right? If you slacking, somebody else is gonna pick up your slack, all right? Just like in a business, just like in a job, you get a application, you go in for the interview, you tell them what you could do, all right? And then once you get the job, you get hired, and then you get the duty, you get your job description. You have to fulfill that job description. Our job description is to feed the elect, all right? And feed the elect with the bitter herbs as well, all right? Not just the sweets, not just fruits, not just the pleasant things, man. Also, too, the bitter, because this truth is more bitter than sweet, man. All right? The scripture says that, rather go to the house of mourning than the house of mirth. All right, because when the Lord keeps you in that state of mind, what's the case? You always gonna remember Him, man. When you start to eat all the sweet and think everything is all sweet, fine and dandy, all right, then you tend to forget the Most High, man. All right, but I want to get the scriptures. Exodus chapter 23. I'm gonna start at 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked, to be an unrighteous witness, right? Because unrighteous witness is out to please everyone, man. All right, he wants to say things that are soothing and satisfying unto his own belly, right? So he can get that fame and that glory, so to speak. So he can get the honor, if you will. All right, and an unrighteous witness in this times is a false prophet, someone that's bringing out the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in a false manner. All right, because we are the witnesses of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You got the sect of Christians, they're called Jehovah Witness, meaning what? They have a testimony of the acts, or they have a testimony of the acts of Yahweh Shai. All right, that's what they say, but really we're Yahweh's witnesses. All right, we're Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's witnesses, because we can testify of his works. Why? Because we have the vision, we've seen it happen through the scriptures. The scripture says what? Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, for him that run may readeth. All right, and that's what we're here for. We're here to make you run, man. All right, we're here to make one another run. Let me say that, because the thing about it is that this ain't pat you on the back, everything gonna be all right all the time type of deal. Sometimes you're gonna have to ruffle feathers, like Apostle Tahar always goes into, man. All right, and that's the same thing that boils down to us, man. We were taught that way, man. What, man? Sometimes you gotta, hey, man, all the time you gotta be real. You gotta give the straight and skinny, all right? And don't spare no one's feelings. Okay, verse 2, it says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do either evil, neither shalt thou speak in a case to decline after many to rest judgment, right? We ain't here to please everybody, man. Just because everybody's saying one thing, just because everybody's saying that, for instance, a small thing to us is small, the so-called rape thing. Everybody's saying, oh, no, you ain't supposed to do that. That's not in the scriptures. It's not saying that. You're supposed to be put to death if that's the case. Man, we not rolling with that, man. We not here to please you, man. All right? Yahweh, the Father ain't here to please you, man. Remember, the scripture says that he will not be reproved. Okay? Once his word goes out, it's not coming back void, man. That's what he said, and that's what he's going to do. Plain and simple. And that's how we ought to be, man. That's why the scripture says what? Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Why? What? You need to do what you say and say what you do by any means necessary, man. Scripture says what? Strive for the truth until death. When you strive, you fight, and fight for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. Plain and simple, man. That's how it goes, man. If you think in your mind that you supposed to lay down and roll, this ain't for you, man. This is for the stand-up guys, man, of our nation, man. You know, the ones that are putting their foot down. Here it is, we coming up on the time of the Maccabees. Hanukkah's coming up very shortly, right? And what does that represent? Everybody want to talk about, you know, when people mention Israel, they want to acknowledge the Maccabees. They want to acknowledge certain men. But then when it comes down time, when the going gets tough, only the tough get going, man. All right? A lot of men in Israel soft, man. That's what it boils down to, man. The scripture says, what? Gird up the loins of thy mind, man. All right? So you got to toughen up your mind for the sake of righteousness, man. And that's the time that we living in. Okay? And you got to do that throughout the week with brothers, even though it may ruffle feathers. And it's coming up to a point in time where, look, man, if you can't do it now, how you going to do it with the RFID chip in front of your face? All right? When they threatening your life and threatening your family and all that. Threatening brothers and threatening to do all kind of manner of wickedness to you, man. All kind of manner of foul things unto you. All right? If you can't stand up for righteousness now, how you going to stand up for righteousness in that day, man? All right? That means your faith is small and you ought to pray more and do more for the Lord, man. Okay? Continuing on, it says, neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his case. See, and that's the thing. Don't change up just because a man's poor. You ain't supposed to be, oh well, you know he's poor, and you know you ain't supposed to have pity on him, so to speak. You know, there's a certain case of pity, yeah. You know, but for the most part, just because a man is poor, that don't. If he goes off, he goes off. Same case of a rich man. The scriptures talk about that too. If a rich man do evil, like all his friends will come and basically save him. You know, let me see if I can get that real quick. You know, but you're supposed to stand fast in righteousness, man. Hold fast to what that was taught, like the scriptures say. Okay, look, this is Sirach 13:21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up by his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. See? And that's the same thing. And that's another thing. You know, a lot of people, they frown at GMS. Why? For one, we're the poor. All right, we're the poor, okay. We're the bumites and all that. We look down upon, okay. We got the scruffy garments. So when people, oh, you with them, you know, people you know, you getting pushed away. All right. Continuing on, it says, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. Right, and that's the same thing. Johanna, Nate. You know, the Christian church, Joel Osteen, T.D. Fakes, or T.D. Jakes, if you will. You know, who else? Al Sharpton. People are standing by these people because they have wealth, they have money. Here it is, Tyler Perry is dressing up like a woman. That's how he got his name. That's by a demon named Medea. And then everybody run. Nobody says nothing about it. Why? Because he's getting money out of it, man. Okay? Continuing on, it says, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he have many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor, he speak wisely, and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, and they extol it to the clouds, meaning they exalt his words. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Right, man, and that's the thing. You see that mainly with GMS, man. You see brothers, you know, brothers may go off or whatever, do some things that, you know, but I'm keep it real. Brothers do certain stuff, you know, that, you know, it's not necessarily needs to be done, but it'll be on camera. It's been exposed before. There's no need to go into the specifics. But all in all, you see everybody jumping on the bandwagon. See, they, just like the situation when Yara done. Everybody jumped on. It's like they jumped on his side instead of the brothers that actually were suffering, man. See, that's the example. You know, so-called Yaradun, you know, he's so-called rich, and then you got the brothers in the camp. They was the poor, playing the poor, if you will. All right, and then everybody's thrusting them away. Everybody pushing them away, talking shit about them. You know. But hey, that's a part of the fight, man. That's a part of their fight. That's a part of our fight, man. Because people come up and say yada yada. Oh, you with GMS, and they gonna bring up these certain accusations and be like, look, what about this and what about that? We got to be like, yo, you know what? I mean, and that's the importance of going into the scriptures, man, and studying to show yourself approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. A workman that need not to be, excuse me, I'm not quoting it correctly, you know. But all in all, the main point is to study to show thyself approved. Why? Because you'll be able to stand firm, and when these demons come up, because when these demons come up, you can revert back to the scriptures and say, look, this is how it went down. Same concept with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai lost followers, man. All right. Why? Because he spoke based upon the truth, man. Why did they kill him? Because of the truth's sake, man. Again, we're not here to please everybody. Yahweh Shai wasn't here to please everybody. The multitude didn't follow Yahweh Shai for a long time, man. When he started speaking in parables and speaking of dark sayings and noticed their hearts and why they really was with him, he would rebuke them and they left. That's John the 6th chapter. All right. And that's how you really trim the fat. Speak those dark sayings, man. You know, see if the Lord is really working with someone, man. You start giving dark sayings, and that's another thing. That's what really sparked this video, because a lot of times we find ourselves saying too much, man. Just say enough, man. You ain't got to explain everything to everybody, man. If the Lord is working with that man, they gonna get it, man. Point blank, period, man. They gonna get it. Speak enough to where it's understandable. And if someone you going to know whether or not they're going to get it. Why? Because the scripture says what? That the words of the Lord is fire. Now, there's an example in the scriptures, I believe it's in Corinthians. I don't know how to find it right now. It says some in a wood, some in a stone, some in a gold, some in a silver, roughly paraphrasing. And once you spit that fire, so to speak, it's gonna show who's who. All right? So constantly come at, hey, man, I'm talking about brothers in the camp, man. You're supposed to be coming at brothers in the camp with that fire, man. We don't want no weak amongst us, man. Straight up. So the best way to get rid of the weak is spit that fire, so to speak, man, and see who's willing to stand in a small adversity, man. Because it's small. Nobody coming at you trying to kill you or nothing like that. So if a man can't withstand that fire, he can't withstand that. He can't be around you in the last days. That's just how it works, man. That's the facts, if you will. All right. Let me see if there's more. All right, but now I want to get some. I got like 2 more scriptures. All right. This is 1 Timothy 5:22. Lay hands suddenly on no man, neither be partaker of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure. Right, and Apostle Gabar went into this saying about laying hands, meaning what? Giving a man an office. Meaning what? You actually trust them. All right? In order to trust someone, there's a sense of pleasing, if you will. All right? There's a sense of pleasing to where what? You trust them and it's pleasing to them because, like, for instance, when people come up to the camp, they want to just get up in the camp. You know, but hey, look, man, we ain't here to please you and we're not here to satisfy your feelings. So you got to wait to get in the camp. You got to wait to hold posts, man. You got to wait to come up and read, man. You got to wait to come up and speak. All right. You got to be tried first, man. All right. And it's to keep thyself pure. Why? The scripture says what? If you salute a wicked man, or you get a bit of wicked man Godspeed, then you're a partaker of his evil deeds. So you all who are the company that you keep. So if you got to, trim the fat, not only with yourself, but with others around you, because that fat will come and smear you, so to speak. Will rub off on you. All right. So that's why it says keep thyself pure at the end of that verse, man. Because you don't want to have blood on your hands, man, to the best of your ability. Okay, this is the second verse I got. Very good one. I love this scripture, man. 2 Corinthians 12:15. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for you. though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. Because this world doesn't understand what love is. Okay? Love ain't getting with your girl walking down the street with tulips and giving her your coat when you cold and all that. That ain't love, man. Y'all, a lot of Jake got the mentality of love from women, man. Women don't know love, man. Just plain and simple in this world, man. Love is going through adversity, man. That's what love is, man. All right. Well, you know, you do got women that really do have that form of love for a man, but that's what really truly what love is, man. All right, it's basically, you know, when the going get tough, tough get going, you got somebody right there with you. All right, and that's the time that we coming in where it's gonna get real heavy to where certain men are gonna be accused for certain things, but you're gonna know in your mind and your spirit, like, yo, man, I know this brother ain't do this, man. The spirit gonna be working with you, like, I know the brother ain't do this, that, and the third. And you gonna ride right there with him, although all hell is breaking loose. Man, and guess what? The feds is gonna be coming. You know, the military, the UN, all that gonna be coming at the men of the Lord. But guess what? You have to learn to stand with those men. And again, if you can't do that now, you're not fit for the kingdom, man. All right? So again, Paul said what? The more I love, the less I be loved. Why? Because there's a lot of harshness in real love, man. All right? Thick skin, man. All right? That's why I got this scripture. It's Sirach chapter 12. Let me get this first, though. Let me get it in my scriptures. This is Sirach chapter 12. Okay? Sirach chapter 12. Right, verse 7, I'm going to start. It says, give unto the good and help not the sinner. Right, and that's plain and simple, man. Again, we're not here to please everyone, man. All right, if you wicked and your spirit is wicked, the spirit is revealing that you ain't right, man, ain't no more given to you, man. All right? And this is what it says. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, right? But the point I wanted to get, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of an enemy will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. Well, that's not what I wanted, because the scripture says what? A friend shall be known in the day of adversity. Salakia. A friend shall be known in the day of adversity. Let me see if I can find that. I believe that's what the scriptures say. Salakia, if I quote it wrong, you know. Man. Adversity. It's hard to spell English, man. Right. Well, if you read verse 8, that's not. Well, here we go. It's Proverbs 17:17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. That's how you know who your true friends are, who your true brothers are. In adversity, man. Okay? So you don't know your. Look, man. Look, I say this too in the spirit, man. And this is the facts, man. This is real, man. Okay? And the scriptures tell you this in Sirach, the 12th chapter, about who your real enemy is. Your enemy is always looking to please you. If someone is always trying to please you, you know, of course, there's righteous man pleasing. We always have to say that for the gainsayers. All right? There's righteous man pleasing. But a lot of times enemies come, how do they come? Trying to please you. You know, always trying to satisfy, you know, blowing smoke up your ass, if you will, man. All right? So, hey, man, not for nothing. That's the guy you got to watch. The guy that's always trying to please you, man. The scripture said what? Paul said, the more I love, the less I be loved. If someone's always ruffling my feathers, making sure I'm on point, hey, man, that's the guy I want by me, man. I don't want the guy by me always smiling and laughing and giggling and everything's a joke. I want the guy next to me that's, yo, brother, you going to fuck off, bro. Or however he said, you don't got to say it like that, neither. You don't got to say, that's just some brother's spirit, man. Sometimes you just be like, yo, brother, you ain't supposed to do that, you know? And then go into it and have faith, man. But all in all, again, we not here to please everybody. So it's vice versa, man. All right. So I ain't looking for pleasure from the next man, in a sense, if you will. And brothers know what I'm talking about. True brothers know what I'm talking about. All right. That's why Yahushua was called the rock of offense. All right. Because the things that he said, it would make people stumble, and it would show who his true followers was, man. Yahushua ain't come to please everybody. He knew it too, and he knew the things that he would say would ruffle the feathers of the people. He knew they would separate the weak, man. That's what he's saying, you know. But that's the point, man. You know, brothers, just stay strong in the spirit, man. That's the point of this video. Just stay strong in the spirit, man. Look, man, we ain't out to please everybody, man. All right, because everybody ain't out to please you, first of all, and we ain't living in that time. The scripture says what? There's a certain. I'm gonna close off with this. Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. All right. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right. Okay. It says. Here we go. I'm going to read verse 5. It says, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. That's it, man. we not in the time of doing much embracing, man. You know, we're in the time of much refrain, if you will, man. If that's the proper word, if I'm saying it right. We're not here to embrace as much, man. Keep it all the way real, even with brothers, man. It's to a certain extent. That's why the scriptures say what? Be a good soldier in Yahushua. Meaning you got to learn how to fight this walk on your own, man. No one is going to be able to hold you up in this truth. So if you're looking for pleasure, you in the wrong business. All right? If you're looking for someone to please you and soothe your feelings, you in the wrong business, man. You in the wrong house. All right? Because GMS, we not about that, man. It's just come straight, man. All right? With that, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect.